In this week's episode of Working with Evernote, I show you what I mean by my digital playground. Hello and welcome to episode 86 of my Working with Evernote series. My name is Carl Pauline, and in this week's episode I want to show you exactly what I mean by treating Evernote as my digital playground. Now, one of the things I do with a lot of my clients that I'm working with, or my people that I'm coaching on productivity, is to explain that Evernote is your digital notebook. Now, this doesn't necessarily apply just to Evernote. It could easily be Apple Notes or Microsoft's OneNote. But for me, I use Evernote as my digital playground, and I want to show you in this week's episode exactly what I mean by showing you how I have developed a new exercise program for 2018. Now, the reason I did this is because I realized that part of the reason I wasn't as highly motivated to continue exercise last year was simply because I was getting a little bit bored of the current exercise program that I had. To tell you the truth, I think I've been using the same exercise program for around about 6 to 7 years, and I realize it's time for a change and to really switch things around a bit so that I can get my motivation back and my inspiration. And I'm really excited now that I've finally got rid of my cold and I'm ready to start getting into my exercise program basically from tomorrow. But what I want to do is to show you what I meant, or what I mean by using Evernote as a digital playground before I can move on further with my planning process. So before we go any further, I would just like to say, if you like this video, please click on the like button below, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe. Okay, let's get into Evernote and I'll show you exactly what I mean by a digital playground. Okay, so this idea all started from this article in GQ magazine, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I'll actually put a link to this in the notes section because some of you may be interested in where the inspiration came from. And basically what it was talking about the sport of rugby league, which has been the sport that I've been following since I was about 5 years old. I used to go to the games with my grandfather and my father at Headingley in Leeds, and it is still one of the best things one of those really fond memories I have in my life. So here we have Sam Tompkins, who in these days played for Wigan Warriors. I can't remember if he still does. I'm not a Wigan Warriors fan. And basically what this article did was it went through about all the time of the fitness is essential for sport but also for life, and it talked about core strength, arms and shoulders, cardiovascular fitness, all these kind of things that they were doing. And it also talked about the types of training that they did. It also talked to one of my heroes from my Leeds, for the Leeds Rhinos, Jamie Peacock, who was also an England player as well, and it talked about his fitness and his absolutely application to fitness, and also Jamie Jones Buchanan, who is also another Leeds Rhinos player. Now, as you can see from their physiques, like Jamie Jones' physique here, just maybe I can't switch out. He's not huge because that's not the kind of fitness that I want. I don't want to be muscle bound. I want what's called functional fitness. So these were the guys, and this is the article that actually gave me. We also have here another Leeds Rhino players, Ryan Hall, who also talks about the fitness training that they have. I mean, big guy, admittedly, but at the same time, not what we call muscle bound. It's what I call practical fitness, and that's what I was looking for. So I clipped this article and it went into my Evernote account, so that's what really started the note off this particular article. I also gathered some pictures of my own rugby league heroes. This guy is Ellery Hanley. He is my ultimate rugby league hero. I got some pictures of that just for the inspiration. and the kind of showing you the kind of flexibility and fitness and strength that you need for rugby. Also, Kevin Sinfield, who was the captain of Leeds Rhinos until a couple of years ago. Again, as you can see, he's not a huge muscle-bound guy. He has muscle tone, of course, because it is a very physical game, is rugby, but at the same time, it's what I describe as functional fitness. I've added a few notes down here about the phases that I wanted to use, and I started just adding notes into this account. Now, eventually, as we get going, what I wanted to do was now to get some exercise ideas. So here we go, we got the press up. Of course, I've been doing press up since I was a teenager, but this is just to show you guys basically what you can actually put into your Evernote. And this is what I mean about it being a playground. I'm just dumping my ideas into Evernote here. So I've created a chart, a table. I've got the image of how to do a proper press up. One of the problems I have is how far back do your arms go. This is a very good example. I've also got a YouTube video link here to show me how to do it so that I can just refresh. Squats, I've always, again, another one I've had problems with. Again, there's a YouTube link, and you can put YouTube links to all of these as you go down. So I've got sitting shoulder press, chin ups, star planks. You can do that here. Again, if you wanted, you can put the YouTube link into another box here. So it's really, really good way of like dumping your ideas, gathering the information just in one note. As I go further down, I eventually put down in the goal, my upper body strength, and then I can look at what I want to do. This is kind of now putting things together, planning it out in a daily basis. Now, I should point out that I don't put my exercise into my to-do list manager, Todoist, simply because what I prefer to do is to calendar my exercise routines, because then it's not optional, it's certain. I use my calendar. Anything on my calendar must be done. And so eventually, as I get to the top here, I pulled out the program that I wanted to follow. So on Monday, it's upper body strength for 30 to 40 minutes. Tuesday, lower body strength, 30 to 40 minutes. Wednesday is a run, a 5 to 10 run, and I put fartlek there. Now, fartlek is fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. I think it's a Swedish word, and it just means fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. And it's a training technique that I got from when I used to do track and field, and it's really, really good for speed endurance training, which is one of those things that you actually need if you're going to be doing rugby. Now, I should point out that I have no intention of actually playing the game of rugby, but I just realized that to train to play rugby gives me the perfect fitness program. It's functional, it gives me the strength. If I needed to move if I was moving house, for example, I could spend 2 days lifting heavy furniture all day and I wouldn't be tired. But it also gives me the cardiovascular fitness so that I can actually do a 2-day workshop where I'm on my feet 9 hours a day. Thursday we got upper body strength. Friday we got lower body strength. Saturday is a busy day for me and I don't really have that much time, but I realized that I can put in the stretching. Now, of course, I'm going to be doing stretching before each activity, but Saturday would be a dedicated like yoga style stretching. And then on Sunday I would do my long run, which I've always done, which is 10 to 20k. So this has really actually thrown up my whole fitness program. It's got me motivated again and I am ready to start. And that is one of the best ways of, this is what I wanted to show you about using Evernote as a dumping ground for your ideas, your playground. So I've collected articles, I've collected images for inspiration. I've also thrown in my own ideas of how it's going to work, the kind of exercises I would do. I've got examples in here using the charts, and then I've got the actual program, which I put up at the top because this is what I'm going to refer to when I'm doing my weekly review, and I'm going to put in my calendar in these particular exercises. And that's it. That's what I mean about using Evernote, or any note-taking application for that matter, as your digital playground. Get in there, play with it. Don't worry about what you're dumping in there. You can move things around, copy and paste, and create charts and throw in images, but it's just a great way to develop a plan. So this all started out with that one article here. I threw in a few images for inspiration to second. I then started thinking about what I wanted to do. I then created this chart to give me the ideas of the exercise I want to do. And then finally at the top, I put in the actual information that I wanted to set up the program. And that is how you use Evernote as a digital playground. Hopefully this has given you some inspiration and some ideas about how you can use Evernote. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments section below. And it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week.